Hello my country people, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're joining us for the first time, please kindly subscribe to get notified. Please click on the notification bell and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. My country people, there have been a lot of speculations concerning the new minister, Mrs. Hannatu Musawa, who is currently undergoing her 1 year, NYSC program and also occupying a ministerial position. Many have alleged that it is a breach of the NYSC Act and as such, she should be removed. She must resign. And she is the Minister of Arts and Culture. People are calling for her immediate resignation. Many Nigerians are not really familiar with this Mrs. Hannatu, I beg your pardon, Musawa, until she was nominated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And this lady in question, she hails from Katsina State. Although she couldn't control her emotions and broke down in tears when appeared before the Senate for screening. And before her appointment as Minister of Arts and Culture, Mrs. Musawa, a Nigerian lawyer, served as a presidential advisor on culture and entertainment economy. In fact, she was the ninth nominee screened by the Senate. And yes, my country people, when she was asked to, introduce herself, she summarized her resume by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. She started talking about her background, that she came from a very poor background. She started shedding tears on how her family was very poor. She was struggling to survive, but her father, Musawa, a politician, ensured that she got a deserved Western education. She said a lot of stories, though, how her father trained her in kola nuts, how her father traded kola nuts back then to sponsor her education before he died. She really said a lot of things, but this lady in question, she is still serving in the National Youth Service Corps, that's the NYSC, and now she has been confirmed as the Minister of Art and Culture. She's currently doing her 1 year youth service. So therefore, occupying this ministerial position is in the breach of the NYSC Act. And this is against the NYSC Act, which states that corps members are not allowed to pick up any government appointment until 1 year service was over. While the NYSC Director, Press and Public Relations, Eddie, has said the scheme would take the necessary actions on the matter, and it would be in the best interest for Mrs. Musawa to resign honorably and continue with the compulsory 1 year service. And it will be recalled that Mrs. Musawa was originally mobilized in 2001 for the youth service to Ebonyi State, where she had her orientation program, but later relocated to Kaduna State to continue the program. But according to information on public domain, when Mrs. Musawa got to Kaduna, she didn't complete the program. And in a country, I beg your pardon, where the rule of law is working, she would have resigned by now or be sacked. So it is crystal clear that Mrs. Musawa does not respect the NYSC institution. Otherwise, why abandoning the 1 year mandatory and national service, in question? She did it in 2001, and she is repeating it again. A woman who has no regard for the Nigerian law shouldn't be appointed as a minister. And in fact, by the virtue of the Section 2 of the NYSC Act says every citizen who graduated from any tertiary institution in and outside Nigeria and was not 30 years old should be mobilized for the 1 year compulsory national youth service, while any person above 30 was not eligible to participate in the service. And her appointment shows the inconsistency in the policies and the disregard of the Nigerian law. So people are now calling for her immediate resignation, that she must resign. She must resign from that position. A lot of people have been calling, even this a civil right group, the Huriwa, that's the Huriwa, they confirmed that this Mrs. Musawa was still a serving member of the National Youth Service Corps. So why would she emerge as a minister when she's still serving her country? It is against the NYSC Act for her to do such a thing. But yet, she found herself in the Tinubu's government, in the Tinubu's cabinet. What can she do? So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? I believe if the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, really has regard for the rule of law, he would have let her go, since he has seen that, oh, this lady, she's still serving, she's still, running her 1 year NYSC program. Why bring her up as a minister? But Tinubu knew that this lady in question was still, undergoing her NYSC, and yet her name appeared on the list. It was Tinubu who brought the list. Yes, he prepared the list and he released the list, and her name was there. So my country people, so many Nigerians had advised her to, drop the ministerial position and continue, her NYSC program, since it is against the constitution and all, while others have said, well, she should just continue. She can do the both at the same time. But then it is against the NYSC Act that a person who is serving, shouldn't take any other, position in any organization, shouldn't take any public office. So my country people, this is a very, serious matter. I feel if the president is willing to let her go, at least to prove that he is ready to abide to the rules and the regulations of the NYSC, he would have let her go since. But Tinubu is not ready, and this lady in question, I don't think she will be willing to come down from this position that she is just to go back to the NYSC. So my country people, this issue is very, very complicated. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section. Thank you. Bye for now.